Hi guys, and welcome to my channel. Today we are going to make this really cute and fun lacy tube top. Please don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and hit the notification bell. Let's get started. Okay, so for this tutorial you will need a G hook, a 4mm hook, a pair of scissors, a measuring tape, and any worsted weight yarn should be fine. This, I believe, is Lily Sugar and Cream Cone. I don't know what color because I bought it a long time ago and I'm just gonna try to get rid of it now. So I'll be using this one for the next few tutorials. But yeah, any worsted weight yarn should work. So the first thing we're gonna do is make our slip knot. And we are going to go ahead and make a chain of 32. And 30, 31, 32. All right. So now we have 32 chains, and we're going to skip the first 3 chains and go into this 4th chain. So 1, 2, 3, 4. The 4th chain, you're going to insert your hook, pull up a loop, yarn over, insert your hook, pull up a loop, yarn over, and pull through all 4 loops on your hook. Okay, so we're gonna chain 1 and do that same stitch again, except we're gonna skip this 1 stitch here and go into the 2nd stitch. So again, you insert your hook, pull up a loop, yarn over, insert your hook, pull up a loop, and now you should have 4 chains on your hook, yarn over, and pull through all 4 chains. This stitch is called the Elizabeth stitch. Okay, so you chain 1, and let's do that one more time. So you're going to skip a chain and insert it into the next chain, pull up a loop, yarn over, insert your hook, pull up a loop, and pull through all 4 on your hook. Okay, so we're going to continue creating this Elizabeth stitch until the end of the row, and I'll show you what to do at the end of the row. Okay, so now we have 2 chains left, and we are actually, to finish the row, going to do one more Elizabeth stitch. So make sure you had chained 1 over here. Do your last Elizabeth stitch in that last chain space there. Okay. And now we're going to chain 1 and then chain 2 to turn our work. Okay, so for the Elizabeth stitch, you'll notice that in every stitch there's this V part right here. In every single one, that's the space that we're going to be continuing our stitching in. So just go ahead in there and continue your Elizabeth stitch. Chain 1, okay, find that space there that we talked about. And pretty much this pattern is going to repeat. So yeah, just go ahead and continue your Elizabeth stitches until you reach the end of the row, and I will show you what to do after that. We're going to continue this pattern until we reach about 6 inches, and I will show you how long, how many rows. I'll let you know how many rows that is once we. Okay, so I now have about 6 inches, and it actually came out to 19 rows. So go ahead and do 19 rows of the Elizabeth stitch, and then from there what we're going to do is just go along this front line here with single crochets. So from your last Elizabeth stitch, go ahead and chain 1, and then go ahead and start your single crochets just along the entire top of the row. Okay, so after you've lined this with single crochets, we're going to now start working kind of like the back side of this top. And this is a really fast top to make, actually. So because we're going to be using double treble crochets. So in the beginning, go ahead and chain 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. This counts as a double treble crochet plus the chain 1. Okay, so now we're going to double treble all the way across, but we're going to be skipping 1 chain in between. So go ahead and skip 1 chain, go into the next chain. Like that. Then you're going to chain 1, yarn over twice for your double treble, skip 1 chain, okay, and we're going to continue this pattern until the end of the row. Okay, so once you're done with this row, go ahead and chain 5 again. Turn your work and chain 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And that again counts as your first double treble crochet. And we're going to continue this pattern, skipping 1 chain, chaining 1 in between each double treble. We're going to continue this pattern until just the treble part is 7 inches. Just this part is 7 inches. So we want 6 inches of the Elizabeth stitch and then 7 inches of the double treble with a chain in between. And that would be for a size small. Okay, so this is what it looks like. Actually, I found that these are 1 inch long individually, so it took 7 to get to 7 inches. So what we're going to do is actually the reverse of what we just did. So we're going to keep going this way, and we're going to do 7 more rows of this double treble crochet, and then we're going to finish off by doing 1 row of single crochets, and then 19 rows of the Elizabeth stitch just on the other side, so that, you know, this is the halfway point. So go ahead and do that, and I'll meet you at that point and show you what to do next. Okay, so this is what it looks like so far, and what you want to do from here is just wrap this around and make sure that not the mesh part, but make sure that this more solid Elizabeth stitch covers the breast area enough. If it doesn't, you can always add some more rows here, which we're going to do anyway. But yeah, it's all about just measuring it up against yourself, and you want it to be pulled tight. So, you know, just make sure you're comfortable with where this is right now. But next what we're going to do is chain 1, and then we're going to do 3 rows of single crochets all the way around, or just on this side, sorry. So go ahead, chain 1, turn your work, and go into the first stitch and do a single crochet, and we're just going to line this with 1 row of single crochets. Okay, so after you've done your first row of single crochets, we're going to chain 1 and then turn our work. Now we're going to do another row of single crochets, except we're going to be skipping 1 chain and a chain 1 in between. So for the first stitch, we're going to chain 1. We're going to single crochet and then chain 1, and then skip a stitch and go into the next chain. Okay, same thing, chain 1 and then single crochet after you skip 1 more chain. Chain 1, skip a chain, and go into the next one. Okay, chain 1, skip a chain, and go into the next one. So we're going to finish this row with this, and then I'll meet you at the end. Okay, so when you're done with this row, chain 1, turn your work, and now we're going to do 1 single crochet in every stitch and every chain space. So chain 1, turn your work, and then begin single crocheting. Make sure you single crochet into every chain space as well. Okay, so once you finish that row, you're going to have these very small holes, and that's where we're going to tie our string into those holes. Okay, so now what we want to do is turn this sideways and find that corner stitch here, put 1 more single crochet in there, and now we're going to go, one more single crochet, so you need 3 in there, and that's how you turn a corner. And now we're going to go along this edge with single crochets. You can try your best to do 1 in every row, and then when you get to the treble crochets, we're going to put 3 in between, and I'll show you how to do that. So yeah, just go along the edge and try to put 1 in every row, just to make it like nice and neat. There's no like real spaces for that, so you just do the best that you can. Okay, so once you get to kind of this mesh part, what we're going to do is put 3 single crochets into the chain spaces, 1, 2, and 3, and then when you get to this stitch, go ahead and put 1 single crochet in there. So again, that's 3 in the chain space, 1, 2, 3, and then 1 in the stitch there. Okay, and so go ahead and finish lining this side and also the other side of the Elizabeth stitch. Okay. Okay, so when you get to the corner, go ahead and put 3 single crochets in that corner to turn your corner. 1, 2, 3. We'll put that slip stitch tighter. Boom. Okay. Now we're going to do what we did on the other side and do 1 row of single crochets, one row of single crochets with a chain space in between, and then one more row going back, just like we did on the other side. And then we're going to go ahead and finish our border. And once we get to the end, I'll show you what to do next. Okay, so when you get to your last corner, what you want to do before you get there, make sure you get pretty close. You want to round off this corner, so just put 2 more single crochets and then slip stitch into the very first one. And now your corner is rounded out. Next, what we want to do is turn our work. Go ahead and chain 1. Actually, we're going to chain 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then we're going to skip 4 chains. 1, 2, 3, 4, and go into the 5th chain from your, go into the 5th stitch. Okay? So what we're going to do is continue that 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Skip 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, and go into the 5th chain, the 5th stitch, sorry. And we're going to do this only on the bottom, okay? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 4, and go into the 5th. Okay? Okay, so when you get here, I know we didn't really plan and count this out so that there are multiples of 5, but just do the best that you can and use your judgment. Kind of split it up and make it look even if it's not. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And go on ahead and do your last single crochet in the corner. And don't worry about it if it's like 6 or 4 in there. It'll be fine. Okay? Okay, so when you're done with that, turn your work, chain 1. And what we're going to do now is 2 double crochets in the first chain space. 1. Actually, I am kind of making this up as I go, so bear with me. So chain 1 and turn your work, chain 2 more, 1, 2. And this is going to count as a double crochet. Okay, from here what we're going to do is do 2 double crochets into this chain space here. 1, 2, and then we're going to chain 3. 1, 2, 3, and then we're going to do 2 more double crochets in the same chain space. 1 and 2. Okay, now we're going to go straight into the next chain space and do the same thing. 2 double crochets. Whoops. 1. That's a mess. Okay, I got it together, I think. So 2 double crochets in the next chain space. 1, 2, chain 3, 1, 2, 3, and then 2 more double crochets into the same chain space. Okay. So one more time, we're going to go straight into the next chain space with 2 double crochets, chain 3, 2, 3, and 2 more double crochets. Okay, continue this pattern to the end of the row. Okay, so when you get to the end of the row, go ahead and do 1 double crochet in the last stitch there. Okay, chain 1, turn your work, Sorry, I hit the camera. Okay. From here, what we're gonna do is, make sure. Is we're gonna chain 2 more, and that'll count as a double crochet. And then we are going to repeat the same pattern that we just did, except this time we're gonna put 3 double crochets into this chain space here. So 1, 2, 3, and we're going to go ahead and chain 3. 1, 2, 3, and put 3 more in the same chain space. 1, 2, 3. Whoops. Okay. From there, we're going to chain 1, and then we're going to go yarn over and go straight into the next big chain space of the next shell. Okay. So skip. So basically, you're going to have this like little upside down V spot. Skip that one and go to the next shell and repeat this pattern. So 3 double crochets, chain 3, 1, 2, 3, and 3 more double crochets. Whoops. 1, 2, and 3. Okay, and then chain 1 and repeat this pattern till the end of the row. Okay. Okay, so when you get to the end of this row, go ahead and yarn over and double crochet into the first into the 3rd chain space that counted as your double crochet in the previous row. There we go. All right. Okay, from there we're going to chain 1 and go ahead and cut your yarn and tie off. That in later. Okay, so this is what it looks like so far. We have that pretty much done. So what we're gonna do next is create the armholes. If you would like your armholes attached, go ahead and do what I'm doing. If not, you can skip this part and have them not attached to your top. But basically, what I'm going to do is take my new string and tie it into 1, 2, 3, 4. I'm going to tie it into this one right here. Okay. You kind of just find where your arm is going to be, basically, and then you tie it on there. Okay, so this again, this is for it to be attached, for your little sleeve to be attached to the top. You totally don't have to do this part. But I'm gonna, after I tie it, I'm gonna go ahead and chain 20. 1, 2, 3, 4, whoop, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, and 20. Okay, so that'll give your arm some movement before we even start the circle. Now, what you want to do is block off this chain with a stitch marker. if you have one. If not, you can always count. I'm going to block off this 20th chain with the stitch marker so I know where that is. And now I'm going to start on the circle. So this is actually the circumference around your upper arm. In general, a size small is about 10 inches around. A size medium would be 11 inches around, and a large would be about 12 inches around. Okay, so if not, if you don't want to trust that, you can always just measure your own arm or your client's arm and see, you know, what you need. So go ahead, this is again a size small, so I'm going to chain out 10 inches and I'll show you what to do after that. Okay, so I made my chain for a size small and it came out to be about 37 chains. So just make sure that your chain is straight and go ahead and slip stitch into that stitch that we marked off. Go ahead and slip stitch in there. Oops. All right, and you can now remove your stitch marker if you have one. After you slip stitch, go ahead and chain one. You might need to turn your work around just so that you can see your chain correctly. Okay. Okay. From here, we're going to go ahead and I'm kind of twisted. Yeah, from here, go ahead and find out how that works for you. Hold it how you need to. But from here, we're going to go ahead and single crochet all the way around. Okay? So you should have 37 single crochets if you're making a small, or you should have the same amount of single crochets that you did your armhole circle with. Okay? Okay, so when you get to the end, go ahead and slip stitch into your first single crochet. Chain one and turn your work. We do want to turn the work because this is going to be the outside. Okay. From here, what we're going to do is kind of similar to what we did to the bottom of the top there. We're going to start our ruffles just kind of like we did before. So we're going to chain 4 more. 1, 2, 3, 4. Depending on how many single crochets you had, you can kind of divide this up. So you should have 5 chains on your hook and then skip 4 chains. But if it's off a little bit by like 1, you know, that's okay. Just try to make that work out. Okay, so we're gonna skip the next 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, and go into the 5th chain and do a single crochet. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, so like I said, some of these are going to be not always 4 in between, but try to space that out so it kind of looks good. It's going to be fine, nobody can tell. And then go ahead and finish that row and I'll show you what to do next. Okay, so go ahead and finish your last 3, 4, 5, and then go ahead and slip stitch into that first chain space, or the first stitch, sorry. Okay. From here, what we're going to do is chain 3 actually, no. From here, what we're gonna do is slip stitch into this chain space. So we're kind of in it. There we go, like that. Now we're gonna chain 3, 1, 2, 3, and that's gonna count as your first double crochet. Now we're gonna do another double crochet. 1, 2, chain 3, 1, 2, 3, and 2 more double crochets. 1 and 2. From here, just like we did at the bottom of the top, we're going to go straight into the next chain space with 2 double crochets, chain 3, and 2 more double crochets. And go ahead and repeat this pattern until you get to the end of the row. So when you get to the end of a row, go ahead and slip stitch into that, into the top of the third chain space that you made as your first double crochet. Okay. From there, we're going to go ahead and slip stitch into the chain space there, and then we're going to chain 3, 1, 2, 3. That counts as the first double crochet. And just like we did at the bottom of the top, we're going to put 2 more double crochets, so that counts as 3. 1, 2. So now this counts as 3 double crochets like the other set that we did. And now we're going to chain 3, 1, 2, 3, and put 3 more double crochets into the same chain space. 2 and 3. Now we're going to chain 1 and put 3 more double crochets into that chain space there. 1, 2, 3, chain 3, 1, 2, 3, and put 3 more double crochets in the same chain space. 1, 2, 3. Okay, and then we're going to just repeat this until the end of the row. So chain 1, 3 double crochets, chain 3, 3 double crochets until the end of the row. And after you've made your last 3 double crochets in the last chain space, go ahead and chain 1 and then slip stitch again onto the top of the third chain that counted as your first double crochet here, if we can get in there anytime soon. There we go. All right. Okay, from here just tie off your work and cut your tail. And go ahead and repeat for the other side. Just make sure that you put it in the exact same spot on the opposite side. So go ahead and repeat that, and then you weave in your tails and you are finished. Nope, you're not finished. I lied. We do have to make a string for the front, so we will do that next. Okay, so for your string to tie the front, I normally do a double, like I do a chain and then I go back up and down with slip stitches, but for this one I kind of like the delicate look, so I'm just gonna make a chain. I'm gonna go ahead and make a chain of 350 just to make sure it's long enough. So go ahead and make your chain as long as you think it needs to be. I feel like 350 would be enough. and then I'll show you what to do after that. Alright, so from here what we're going to do after you make your string is we're going to go ahead and weave it into those holes that we made earlier. So I'm going to split this in half and make sure that it's even. And you can lace it from the top or the bottom. It doesn't really matter. And I'm going to put a stitch marker. Well, let me insert one side first. Let me find my holes that I made. There's the first one. Okay. Alright. So I'm going to go ahead and put a stitch marker kind of in the middle so it stays there. And then go ahead and start on the other side. Oh, the string is so long, it's like hard to there we go. Uh-oh. Well, you get the idea. You can lace this up however you would like. You can lace it going down, lace it going up. Some people like to put their laces in there differently, so you know, I don't really need to explain this part, but yeah, go ahead and lace it up, and now you're all finished after you weave in your ends, okay?